Warm welcome to another edition of The National Agenda, your go-to political show where we discuss all pressing national issues. Today is a special edition, and so we are going to shed more light on the life of the late former First Lady, Her Excellency Nana Konadu Agyeman Rawlings, who died on the 23rd of October 2025. My name is Samuel Ofobi Bamfo, and this is The National Agenda once again. But I have in the studios with me a special person who is going to help us describe and discuss some of the achievements of the late former First Lady when she was alive. So let me go straight to my guest in the studio. Ali Shamsu is a youth advocate and is with the incumbent government. So we expect that a lot of the details will be given today on the show. Ali,
yes, sir.
You're welcome.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for coming. The last time in the studio was very impactful, and so there was a need to bring you back on. Today, we hope to have a fruitful conversation. It's not looking too good for us as a country. We have lost the former First Lady. Not just the former First Lady, she was an epitome of encouragement to the women in this country. I mean, standing out of the lot of women we have, one can easily pinpoint and show hands at some of the important things she did as a former First Lady. She served beyond the country, Ghana. So for me, her loss is more of a solemn reflection of how far we've come as a country and what we have lost. What are your initial words, to what is happening?
So I think Her Excellency Nana Konadu Agyeman Rawlings, she actually served her country very well. When she became the first lady when Ghana attained or became a democratic state. And she is the first longest serving First Lady.
Sure, certainly.
Yes.
Certainly. So sorry that I had to cut through there. I put together something with my team, and let's go through it quickly so that our viewers out there can appreciate some of the things that she did for the purpose of education. I'm sure most of them probably might have not heard of it. So let's put it on record that the former First Lady, the late Nana Konadu Agyeman Rawlings, was a politician, was an activist, and was a champion when it comes to the right of women. And so for those that didn't know, that was who she was to Ghana and Africa at large. Notably, we understand that she even delivered a speech at the United Nations on behalf of the girl child,
Right.
Yes, right, and all that. So let's go on to look at something.
Add child's right as well.
Exactly. We can equally do that because we've seen her
impact in bringing up children, and then the schools alone the preschool that she built across the country. I think we should also give her the credit for championing child's rights in the 80s.
That's fine. All right, that's fine. So let's have a look at this. So most people did not know. She was born in Cape Coast. Yeah. We know that she's an Akan. She belongs to the Ashanti. Let's put it like that. But she was born in Cape Coast on November 17, 1948. This is a fact that most people probably did not know until today. And she attended the Ghana International School and then later moved on to the Achimota School. And we understand that she had her degree studies at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, then the University of Science and Technology, UST.
Yeah, UST.
Yes, where she studied arts and textiles. That's very interesting. Yeah. We also understand that she went on to study interior decoration when she was up abroad. Yeah. So we see a picture of her during her days and her time at the Achimota School and UST.
And you know what? She met her husband in Achimota School.
I see.
That's the way President Mahama met Lordina in Ghana School.
I see.
She also met.
Ali, I'm tempted to ask you: Have you met your Lordina or your Konadu
I was very quiet when I was in SHS. You
should have met yours
already.
Doesn't mean you will not become a president.
I will. Before you meet his in
certainly.
Yes, so
certainly.
Maybe I will be a Akufo-Addo type. I will meet mine in SHS.
That's fine. I understand. Yeah. So we'll get to that. We understand that during the early days in Achimota, she was a sprinter. She She competed for the school locally and even internationally. She did high jumps. She was a 4x100, sprinter and all that. So let's go on. There's a lot to talk about. Now, for the purpose of information given, let's also make our viewers understand that, look, she was the longest serving first lady we had. This is very interesting. Between the period of 1979 to 2001, which is 22 years.
Yes, and this years.
We have never seen any of this kind. And one thing that baffles my mind is that these 22 years were not just vague and transparent 22 years. They were 22 years that we can count and recount the impact she made. I mean, during those periods, she became the first lady and she played critical roles in ensuring that Ghana's economic and social landscape is shaped. And that we can't take it away from her. Exactly. Economically, we saw how she empowered women to have a good place, have a good say in the society. Ali, let's have a look at one interesting thing. I was talking about economic empowerment with the women. It is interesting for us to state clearly that she founded the 31st December Revolution movement in 1982. And over here, we understand that she mobilized over 2 million women across the country, basically to educate them and to empower them. And this is very key. I have not seen anybody carry out this project before.
And even for her to do that in the 80s when...
Exactly, where it was difficult.
Modernization was quite down. Charlie, she did a very...
And Ali, I mean, that comes against the backdrop that, as at that time, societal perception for the woman was to be in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And so she did so well by putting women on the pedestal to be economically stable, to take care of themselves and their families. Ali, one of the things that I want to also put across so that we throw more light on it is the fact that as an inspirational leader, we know she served as the first lady, the first lady.
Yeah.
And so a number of the first ladies that came after her were tutored by her. And so in office, they were always going to her for advice, seeking counsel and all that. And it is important that we talk about that here. One of the key things that she did was the fact that her influence sought to the establishment and the formulation of women's rights laws, like the interstate succession law. I mean, up to now, people name that law after her, the Konadu law. Ali, let me pause and ask. Having looked at these few things she's done so far, there's more to talk about, but I want to find out, is she worth celebrating? I mean, you're laughing, but then you think she's worth celebrating. What are these things setting her apart from all the other first ladies we've had in the country?
I think before she became first lady, the first ladies who came before her, Samia, Fulera, Limam, Emilia Akufo, I'm yet to find out if any of them has taken up maybe a project or any of these projects, maybe promoting children's rights, illiteracy, or any of this. I think she was the first person to start it. And then after her, Teresa did, and then Nana did, Lordina did, and then... So she started that when you are first lady, you are just not a ceremonial first lady. At least
you're just not a wife of the president.
The president. At least you should take up a project that you can also give it to the society. So I think she's worth celebrating.
All right. Thank you. That's very clear there. And we heard from Ali Shamsu. Now, Ali, it is interesting that she had a political career. Like I stated, she's a politician, she's an activist, she empowered women. Now, let's look at her political career. We know that she's a pioneer when it comes to Ghanaian politics. The formulation of the NDC out of the PNDC. She was very there. She was astute in that decision making. And we understand that she served as the first party vice chairperson for the NDC in 2009. And then again, we see that even in that time or around that time, she established 870 preschools across the country. What are your thoughts on this?
So, Senior, the truth is, I'm not sure there is any government that is or was able to
do this.
Built 870 preschools. And you know what? It's not only preschools.
I see.
Markets. She constructed or built different markets to empower women. She moved the women from the kitchen to the market.
To the market.
That their role is not to be in the kitchen.
Okay.
But they can also find something
for
doing.
Themselves.
So as she was constructing or building the market, she also established the 870 preschool. If you are a mother and then you are going to the market, you don't have to take the child to the market.
To the market.
So there's a preschool for the child. So if you are selling, your child to obey in school learning.
I see.
That's the rationale behind it.
That's very clever of her. And let's look at this. During her political career, after a while, she made a very bold step. In fact, she took a bold decision that has never been seen in this country before, or was never been seen as at that time. It was something that had never happened. She formed her own political party.
Yeah.
And as at that time, it was even a difficult space for women. Politics was a difficult space for women. And for a woman to establish her own political party and then go ahead to be the first woman to contest for the position as a president in this country, I think she deserves a lot of applause.
Sure.
Because it's very difficult. I mean, there is always the notion that even sometimes the women go against themselves.
Yeah.
You understand? And there was no enabling environment for the women. So she formed her own party called the National Democratic Party, NDP. And that's very interesting to state.
So, Mr. Banfo, before she contested or before she formed her party in 2016, she first contested in 2012 against the late Professor Mills.
Really?
When she lost, yes. So before 2016, when she got 0.616% in the election, she first contested as a NDC flag bearer. Yes. And then she lost to Professor John Evans Fifi-Atamos.
Wow, that is very interesting. And I'm sure a lot of Ghanaians who probably did not know this. And this is something we shouldn't take from her. She's really achieved so much when it comes to that. Now let's look at her as a trailblazer. I mean, Ali, I believe that we have lost a great person, an icon in this country. And so, look, one of the things I remember from her, clearly in one of her speeches, was that she made it clear and said that, look, be the first to do something, even when no one believes that you should. And this statement I remember so clearly. It rings in my head almost all the time. And these words were some of the words that she gave to the women in our country who were scared to make bold decisions, to take bold steps, to see to it that things became better for them. And these words didn't only resound in the minds of the young women, but in the average Ghanaian, in our minds right now. Now we remember her for some of the things she did. Ali, I don't know if you ever listened to some of her speeches, but for me, I was always inspired listening to her. The fact that she was very active, you can't take it away from her.
Yeah.
The aura she carried around her, you would not be able to take it out of her. And today at the funeral, at the state funeral, you could see that all the dignitaries that were coming in were not just parading and charading words because she was dead, but they were speaking out of what they experienced, the impact she made on their lives.
Yeah.
And so I would want us to, wrap up on this conversation by really coming to the point of appreciating that Ghana as a country has lost a great icon. Yeah. And I believe that this place is going to be null and void for some time. I don't know what you think.
Yeah.
Ali, before we go, what will be your final words to Ghanaians?
Yeah, so I think Nana Konadu Agyeman Rawlings, the schools that she established, which is the over 870 preschools, I think most of them are not functioning anymore.
Really?
Yes, most of them.
Why? So what happened? Is it a problem of maintenance or?
Yes, because the one in my village for some time now, the building is just there. Students are not going in.
What's the name of that school?
It's also called 31st.
31st, okay.
31st. Right. It was a preschool. So if the government can
do something about it.
Yes, and then I don't know how to put it, but then to make sure revamp those schools that are not in.
I'm sure by this time, the structures may have rotten or something.
The structures, I think, then the way they construct or they build is different.
Okay.
It just needs some small renovation.
Okay.
I'm not sure it's the building has really collapsed. Yeah.
Okay.
And then we need to celebrate her. It's
Certainly.
not because we buried her today.
Certainly.
Her legacy, her achievements, everything should be in vain. We need to continue to celebrate. And then we need to name
something after her.
Yes, something after her. She has really done well.
I mean, I've heard people today at the funeral, I heard people calling for statues and all that. But do you believe that that's the way for us to go?
Senior, statue for someone like this, I think it's too small for her. Like, we should get.
She deserves better.
Yes, yeah. And then one thing that people didn't actually pay attention to is the fact that she promoted GTP, the Ghanaian made material.
Certainly.
Her dressing.
Certainly.
You see, she dressed according to the programs she studied in KNUST.
Okay, and certainly because GTP was a Ghanaian textile producing company, so it was paramount that she promoted it.
Yes.
So this is not just somebody. She served as an ambassador to the country so many times. Oh, it's so sad that we have lost such an individual. Ali,
one thing that I like about her is her dressing. The way
she dresses so well.
Very well.
I'm sure the women will learn from her all the time.
Even when she was young, you will barely see her wearing something short like.
I see. That would be a conversation for another time. Before we go, Ali, thank you so much for coming on the show to have this short word with us. We appreciate the conversation. We appreciate the light you have thrown on whatever she did when she was alive. For us, we believe that we have lost a great icon, a leader, one that put the country ahead of herself, served the nation to the core. And so I believe she's worth studying and worth celebrating. Viewers, this is where we draw the curtains down on today's edition of the National Agenda. As we continue to mourn the demise of our former First Lady, Nana Konadu Agyeman Rawlings, let's remember that she advised us and spoke profoundly to us that we should believe that we can do things even when nobody believes we should. Let's continue to reflect on her impact solemnly and hopefully pray that Ghana as a country will be blessed. May God bless our homeland Ghana and make her great and strong. My name is Samuel Fobi Bamfo, and this is where we leave you. See you in another episode of the National Agenda.